the attendance. And call out the name, Commissioner Spire.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Witry.
Here.
Commissioner Scott Berman. Here. Commissioner Franklin.
Here.
Commissioner Giviaru.
Here.
Commissioner Black.
Here.
Commissioner Jeff Berman will be absent tonight. Commissioner Matei. And I am here. First of all, I'd like to welcome two new members to the commission, Mr. Boyd Black and Mr. Dick Woodtree. Thank you. Welcome. This is the first meeting tonight. Commissioner Black, could you just kind of give a brief bio of your, want to say a few words?
I'm now retired. I spent my career in the Chicago area, focused on planning, design, and construction. Starting out in architecture, eventually moving into the construction fields to get more experience at that area. And for those of you who really like the Ray Hartstein campus here in Skokie, I was in charge of planning, design, and construction for that. I also worked for about 9 years at the University of Illinois Chicago, in charge of planning, design, and construction, and down at the University of Chicago after that, about the same duration. So a lot of planning, a lot of stuff related to much of what is done with this commission. Not everything, but
Okay.
so that's me.
Welcome aboard. Commissioner Witry, would you like to say a few words?
Lifelong resident of the village, born and raised here. Former commissioner of the Skokie Park District. A lot of formers here. Former trustee of the Skokie Public Library. President of the Skokie Historical Society. And I've authored 4 books on local history. Briefly, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. First order of business is to approve the minutes for the last meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Okay. Any deletions or corrections to the minutes? None. All in favor of approval of the minutes for the last meeting, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Minutes have been approved.
Abstain.
Abstain?
Wasn't
One
here.
abstain? You want, okay. Okay, first case tonight is case, I'm gonna wake up my little laptop, my tablet here. Case 2025-10P. This is a street vacation. A request for the vacation of Foster Street north of the property located at 9456 Crawford Avenue and south of the property located at 9500 Crawford in an R1 single-family zoning district. Who's going to present this? Is it Jose or? Oh, Mike. Thank you. Mike Wojtek, our planning tech. Yes, Counselor, is the
Good enough.
is there notice required in this case?
Notice was required, and it is proper and correct.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'd like to request that the staff report for case 2025-10P, street vacation of Foster Street between 9456 and 9500 Crawford Avenue, be accepted as
So granted.
presented. This particular street is located right at the intersection of Foster and Crawford Avenue. It is a street that was platted in the 1920s in this particular area. There was additional platting of it further to the west, little segments in the 20s and then in the 50s. However, the street was never actually built in that area. And also the street was never platted in the land immediately to the north. That area is still a unplatted assessor's division of land from the 1800s. It's just parceled out. And so the request is to vacate this 33-foot wide strip of land and divide it asymmetrically to the property to the north and to this vacant property to the south. The property to the north would be receiving up to basically the line of this shrubbery, because there's a driveway here that provides access into their garage. This area was never developed, and the intent for the petitioner at 9456 Crawford Avenue is to receive their portion incorporated into the lot, and then subsequently, at a later time with the village board, they will file a petition for a two-lot subdivision that will basically enlarge this lot slightly, and then also increase the size of this lot, enabling both of these lots to then become compliant with the minimum lot width requirement of 55 feet in an R1 single-family zoning district. This is a street photo of the subject site. There's a very tall hedgerow on the southern portion, and then you can see the driveway leading into a parking area in back here. And then there's an overhead door for a attached garage at the residence at 9500 Crawford Avenue. To the west is a dense area of overgrown shrubs. There's some larger trees in the background. And at the west end, there are overhead utilities that run in a north-south direction across that portion of the subject site. So as part of this vacation, there will be an easement established for public utility access.
And do the recipients of that particular piece of land, are they aware of this easement?
Yes, there will, it'll be on there. It's going to be on the recorded copy, so it'll also be a condition further stated in this report.
Okay.
Here's a copy of the platted vacation, and then there's a zoom in here. So this indicates multiple things. This shows where the easement will be located back here, with utilities running kind of in an angle through this area. And then this is a diagram that's also included on the plat. So 9500 will be receiving 20.50 feet of this 33-foot wide right-of-way. And then the petitioner of the south, 9456, will receive this 12.5-foot wide section of the street. Staff recommends that the petitioner's request to vacate Foster Street north of 9456 Crawford Avenue and south of 9500 Crawford Avenue in an R1 single-family zoning district be approved, subject to the recommended conditions.
Okay. Any questions of the staff? Commissioner?
Couple of questions.
Yes.
In the past, when we've gifted this vacation and rededication, we've always done it on an equal basis. Is this the first time that we will have done this in an asymmetrical fashion?
You're correct. I would say the majority, well over the majority have been. This is actually a half right-of-way, so it's not even a full 66. I think the most recent example of when we divided a street, not an alley, but a street, would have been the Forest View case several years ago. And that was a 66-foot wide right-of-way where we gave each neighbor on the west and east sides 33 feet. In this instance, this is just a half right-of-way. When the street was platted, the north section of Foster was never provided. It was never developed, never platted into lots. And so construction was just, on that portion of land to the north, so there never was going to be a street there. So we're dealing with basically half of what would have been a 66-foot wide Foster, but only 33 was dedicated.
My only concern is, it sounds like everybody's in agreement, are we setting a precedent? Because this is essentially a gift that we are making to these property owners, and we like that, and then it puts it back on the tax rolls, everybody is happy with it. Are we setting a precedent that in the future we no longer need to divide equally, and we can divide by favor? We can favor one party to another.
In this instance, we have to look at it on a case-by-case basis. So in this instance, the majority of this land is being occupied by this driveway. So if we were to divide it 50-50, the neighbor to the south would receive a portion of the driveway that's serving the house to the north. And that wouldn't really serve anybody's benefit, and probably not make the neighbor to the north very happy that they no longer own part of a driveway that they're using to get to their house. So we have to kind of look at things in context of what's
What's there now?
What's there and how it's being
Yeah.
used. And so I identified the presence of the driveway, and we demarcated the division at the hedgerow so that the property to the south could receive a sufficient amount of land where they could then take a lot, build it. The intent is to sell the lot and build it with a single-family residence in an.
And there is
R2
enough
district.
that we are giving to that southern property to make it 2 buildable lots.
Well, no, it makes it a buildable lot. We're not taking somebody's lot and making it.
Right.
It's vacant right now. It will become a legal buildable lot, as will the lot to the south.
Right.
The lot lines will be adjusted once this is recorded. So we're solving multiple problems here.
And what is to the west, my other question is, what is to the west of this?
It's somebody's backyard. So there was like an 8-foot wide strip of Foster that was dedicated, I think in the 50s. There's some more recent, I guess recent's a relative term, but in the 50s, there was a later subdivision, and that subdivider, that developer set aside 8 feet, but this house to the north was then built on what would have been the other part of Foster that would have gone through, because this part got re-subdivided. This is Ben Sears Skokie Towers. It was like a late 50s development. And I think the realization by the developers was that Foster is not going to go through to Keystone. Let's just put a lot on there.
Those are completely vacated and rededicated, and there was no 8-foot set aside for a path as we
No.
have in some of the other.
No, this 8 feet
Areas.
there was an 8-foot strip here that I think vacated in 70s
Great.
eventually. This was never vacated. It was just re-subdivided with a lot built on where Foster would have been.
So no mandated pathway.
There's no pathway there,
Okay.
correct?
Okay.
I do want to conclude with my recommended conditions.
Yes.
The property shall be vacated pursuant to the plat of vacation and as may be further revised with the approval of the village manager or designee and corporation council. And an easement shall be reserved for all village and village franchised public utilities and drainage over that portion of the subject site lying west of a line drawn 156.17 feet west of and parallel to the east line of the northeast quarter of section 1541.13. And that's a legal description just stating that this line is being measured west of the center line of Crawford Avenue.
Okay.
That's how we've identified the east line of this easement. It is
Okay.
back here again. Yeah. So this area here. We've got easements here, we've got easements here. This is just connecting these two together so that we have restrictions on what can go within that area. No sheds. Fence, yes, no sheds.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing permanent.
Correct.
Okay. Any further questions? None? Mike, thank you. Are the property owners here tonight? Would they like to come up and speak, or, yes?
I'm here, I don't need to speak.
Okay,
I'm also here, and I'm like covering everything.
no, okay, that's fine. Okay. Then, on case 2025-10 Peter, I need a motion.
I move to approve case number 2025-10P as presented.
As presented, do I have a second? Commissioner Franklin, thank you very much. Any further discussions? Anybody in the audience have any comments or questions on this case? Okay. Call for the vote. Commissioner Spare,
Aye.
Commissioner Woodtree,
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman,
Aye.
Commissioner Franklin,
Aye.
Commissioner Giviahu,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Matei, and I'll vote aye. Now, this case still has to go before the Board of Trustees for final approval. They meet on the first and third Monday of every month. And anyone who wishes to be notified when that meeting will take place, please let us know, and we'll send you a notice. Thank you very much. Okay. Next case is site plan approval for 8201 through 8209 Skokie Boulevard, a 5-story mixed-use building. And Jason? Yes.
It's Justin.
Justin, excuse me, I'm sorry. I have relatives who are Justin, Jason, just confusing. You're not a relative, though. Counselor, is the notice in order for this?
Yes, notice is proper and correct.
Thank you very much. Okay.
All right, good evening, Commissioners and Chairman Luke. My name is Justin Malone with the Community Development Department. I'd like to ask that the staff report be accepted into the record as written.
Granted.
Thank you. Development agreement for 8201 Skokie Boulevard with Moments Notice Services LLC was approved by the Village Board of Trustees on December 10, 2024. Case 2025-14P is a request for site plan approval for a 5-story mixed-use building that includes ground floor commercial space, 66 residential units, enclosed and surface parking, and stormwater detention in a CX core mixed-use zoning district. I would like to point out a previous Scrivener's error in the legal posting and the sign posted on the site and the agenda, which described the project as having 68 units. It's actually 66, which is described in the project application and the staff report as well. So 66 is the number that we're working with here. This aerial map highlights the subject site situated at the corner of Skokie Boulevard and Cleveland Street. The proposed development will, as well as the surrounding sites, are in the CX Core Mixed Use Zoning District. The petitioner has submitted a site plan that displays the development replacing a lot that has been vacant since 2018. And the proposed 66 residential units will include a mix of units on floors 2 through 5, ranging from studios to 3 bedrooms. The village's inclusionary housing ordinance requires that 5% of the units, which comes out to 3 total, be deemed as affordable within the development. However, the petitioner has provided that 6 of the 66 apartments will be designated as affordable for individuals with annual incomes not greater than 60% AMI, or area median income. And that mix is 3 one-bedroom units and 3 two-bedroom units. The retail use is proposed to occupy 2,100 square feet of the ground floor area. Between the ground floor and the below-grade garages, the development will include 72 covered parking spaces and space for 62 bicycles. There will be an additional 12 uncovered parking spaces provided that are abutting the alley in the rear. The total off-street parking provided in the proposal has been previously entitled through the development agreement and is therefore acceptable. 2 feet of land along the east property line abutting the alley will be dedicated as public right-of-way prior to the transfer of parcel ownership. This area is intended for the relocation and underground installation of existing and newly required utilities. And here's a couple elevations here. And so staff recommends that the petitioner's request for site plan approval for a 5-story mixed-use building that includes ground floor commercial space, 66 residential units, enclosed and surface parking, and stormwater detention in a CX core mixed-use zoning district at 8201 to 8209 Skokie Boulevard be approved as it aligns with the goals of the comprehensive plan and the 2020 plan for Sector A downtown. And no relief is requested with this proposal.
Okay. Any questions of the staff?
I have one.
Yes, Commissioner Witry.
Due to my newness, I think. Has this appeared before the planning, the appearance commission? Yeah.
It is not.
Hasn't it? Will it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Commissioner Berman.
The alley parking, is that dedicated or is that going to be open spaces
Dedicated as
to
for,
units?
it is for the, a combination of the guest parking and for the commercial space.
So open.
So everybody, all the covered spaces are for the units.
Thank you.
Commissioner Sperry, did you have a question?
No, I was thinking
Oh, okay. Commissioner Berman?
There is not a 1-to-1 ratio between the number of units and the number of parking spaces. So are the parking spaces rented differently? How many covered spaces, how many units? Again, 66 units.
66, yeah, and 72.
residential. Covered
Is
spaces.
this in a TOD designation?
Yes,
So the parking is kind of reduced, correct?
yes, it's 1.25 per unit.
Right. So
Generally.
that's why the,
But in fact, we have 66 residential units and 72 covered spaces? Or it's
Yes.
70 separate from the 12 in the alley?
Yeah.
So there is a 1-to-1 ratio at least in this case. And are the units intended, are the parking units intended to be rented with the residential units?
I think that would be up to the
I'll ask the-
management
I'll ask
company,
the-
I guess.
I'll ask the
Yeah.
developer.
Yeah.
I think that, I would think that it would come with, one.
And the other question is, this is a staff question. Did the developer come to us with the idea of the retail first floor, or was that something that we in the village encouraged the developer to put in?
Skokie Boulevard is a retail street, so there is a retail component that needs to happen on the main floor, so that's kind of what's needed to happen for that part. There is an amenities part of the floor plan that is available for
The residents?
residents through the lobby, and so this retail space would be over here for the public.
So it's a small outside retail space?
Yep, 2,100 square feet.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Is the petitioner here? Please come up. I'm sorry? Oh, you still have the finding of facts, I'm sorry. Just,
Okay. I'll make it quick. The following are the proposed findings of fact for this development. It is not anticipated that the request will adversely affect adjacent properties and supports development goals for downtown Skokie. Adequate public facilities, including roads, drainage, utilities, and police and fire protection currently exist or will be improved to serve the requested use, including the relocation and underground installation of existing and any new utilities. Adequate provision for maintenance of the associated structures is demonstrated by the request, as all requirements of the village code will be expected to be upheld at all times, and the site is expected to improve stormwater management with the addition of a new underground detention system. No adverse effects on the natural environment are anticipated, and parkway landscaping requirements will be met. It is not anticipated that the request will create undue traffic congestion or will require any widening of streets. Public health, safety, and welfare will not be adversely affected by the request, as the proposed improvements will activate a vacant and underutilized site in downtown Skokie. The request will conform to all applicable provisions of this code and as enumerated in the approved development agreement. And so that concludes.
okay, thank you. Thank you again. Okay. Yes, sir. Just give us your name and relationship to the petitioner.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. My name is Nick Fatikas. I'm one of the attorneys at the law offices of Sam Banks, and I'm working with Jody Libman, the applicant, as well as we have John Hanna, our project architect here. I don't want to be redundant. I think Justin summarized the scope of the project as well as the findings of fact and the RDA, which kind of controlled the scope from the
Those
beginning.
parties are here tonight?
So are the applicant as well as the architect,
Okay.
if there are
Will they be giving
questions.
testimony tonight?
I think in response to questions.
Yes, well, then I'll have to swear them in. Would you have them stand, please? Gentlemen, raise your right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony you give tonight is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you? Thank you very much. Thank you, Counselor.
So I think there was a question regarding the parking. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The intent is to have at least one unit of parking for every residential unit. Because it's a transit serve location, we're anticipating a little bit of flexibility in that. Maybe not everybody wants the unit, the parking unit. So those would be rented separately from the base rent for the individual residential units. I think that was the one question that came up. If there are any others, I'm happy to
Just one
answer.
follow-up question to
Yep,
that.
yep.
So the outside rental of those parking units would be rented to people in the neighborhood, or would go along with?
In the building. I think just
Oh.
from a liability kind of site control perspective, it would be limited to the people who live in the building.
Either one per unit, or if they don't want it, then turned over?
Then somebody
become
else
two per unit.
could take it for a period of time.
And does that include the 12 outside parking
No,
units on the?
the 12 outside are intended for guest parking as well as some of the retail, whether it's somebody who's a staff person that works there or guests, it's just another offer of off-street parking on site.
But no intent to rent in the neighborhood? Okay,
No.
thanks.
Any questions of the petitioner? Commissioner Witry?
With respect to the retail space, 2,100 square feet, give or take. I'm sorry,
2,100, give or take, subdividable?
It could be, yes.
Okay. And have you selected a management company?
Have you?
Yes.
What are you?
Please come up.
Come on.
And when you come up, just give us your name, please, for the record. Good evening.
I'm Jody Libman. Thank you for having me. Question was,
Have you selected a management company?
yes, we use Peak Properties for our launching and leasing, and they also do our property management.
Okay.
Between them and Cross
Thank you.
Street. They take care of our buildings in the city right now.
Okay.
Any prospects for first floor tenants?
Myself is one of them. I'm thinking about moving my office to Skokie, quite
Oh, good.
frankly. We don't have prospects for that site yet.
Yes.
I have a question, yeah.
Yes.
So with 12 parking spots, does that limit what you could put there?
As far as retail?
I don't know how,
Yeah.
we
This might be
haven't,
more a question for you.
Sure, so we certainly want retail in our corridors. We aim to work with any business that comes and is trying to accommodate parking and the need. Generally, one of their biggest demands for parking is where might employees park. Just really depends on what kind of use it is. If it's something that involves a lot of people coming and going, or maybe it's a transit-oriented type business. So we certainly work with people. We're working, our economic vitality team helps find extra lots or spaces available. There's lots of parking in the neighborhood. Sometimes you just it's not quite as visible. So I don't know that anybody's ever come to Skokie and went back home because they couldn't find a parking space. So that's sort of the theory we operate upon, that they may not get the parking space they want, the first parking space they want, but we work to make sure that people have options.
What is the intended use of the larger commercial space that is community use within the building?
this may take a minute. So, we develop kind of high-end apartment buildings in
Could you speak in the
Chicago.
microphone, please?
I'm sorry. The product that we develop is a kind of very high-end, high-rise amenity, mid-rise building. So our most recent development on Broadway, we have a dog washing station, very large, 550 square foot state-of-the-art fitness center with TVs, roof deck with barbecues. We have laundry service that comes in, free coffee, espresso, cappuccino, business center, WeWork area. So that whole space is going to be for, I'm thinking about putting a simulator in there too, and maybe a little movie theater. So, really nice product.
Any other questions?
One more question.
Yes.
About that, is there any intent to block the windows? If our intent in the village is to have commercial space on the main thoroughfares, I've seen some of these, unfortunately, then have painted or glazed windows,
Yeah.
which is really
It's
defeating the purpose.
too early to tell, but my intent would not be to close it off. I think it'll be something really nice for people to look at, to see a fitness center, and to make it look like it's occupied instead of vacant with white. So I've never painted windows before in our fitness spaces, so I don't intend to.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions? Gentlemen, does that conclude do you have more to add?
And no, that concludes our question and answer. If there are any other questions, we're happy to come back up.
Okay, at this point, I'll open up the floor to anyone in the audience who has a comment or question on this case. Anyone? Okay, none. Very good. Well, at this point, I'm pretty much open to a motion on this case. On case 2025-14P, site plan approval.
I'll move to approve. Boyd Brown.
Commissioner Black, thank you. Second, Commissioner Kiviyahu, thank you. Any further comments, questions? None. Call for the roll, call for the vote. Commissioner Spare?
Aye.
Commissioner Witry?
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman?
Aye.
Commissioner Franklin?
Aye.
Commissioner Kiviyahu?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Matei? Aye. And I'll vote aye. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck with your project. Again, this still needs to go before the Board of Trustees for final approval, and you will be notified when that case comes before them. Thank you very much. Good luck with your project. Final case for tonight is case, let me get this open. Case 2025-13P, amendment to site plan approval to modify an approved monument site to a ground sign. This is at the Popeye restaurant location, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Good evening,
Yes,
Commissioners and Chairman Luke. I'd like to ask that the staff report be accepted into the record as written.
Yes, so granted.
Case 2025-13P is a request to amend a previously approved site plan approval for the property at 5206 to 5238 Touhy Avenue in the B2 Commercial District. The petitioner is seeking approval to revise the signage plan by replacing the previously approved 10-foot monument sign with a proposed 18-foot tall pole sign.
Okay.
This aerial map highlights the subject site, which consists of an existing multi-tenant commercial building, along with a recently opened limited service restaurant with a drive-through. The restaurant is a Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen located at the southeast corner of the lot, as approved under the site plan approval case 2023-25P. The property also contains shared surface parking and an existing multi-tenant ground sign that lists all businesses on the lot, including Popeyes. Bless you.
Okay.
This is the proposed site plan showing the requested revisions. As you can see, nothing is changing with the site circulation, parking, or the building layout. The only modifications being proposed are to the design and height of the proposed signage. The petitioner is proposing to replace the previously approved 10-foot monument sign with a new pylon sign. The new sign would be 18 feet tall, which is on the taller side compared with other signs along the Touhy Avenue corridor. For context, similar multi-tenant sites like the Touhy Town Center has a 15-foot monument sign, and Jack's Corner has a 12-foot monument sign. The petitioner is requesting 2 items of relief in case 2025-13P. Number 1, relief from section 82-27D3 to allow the proposed ground sign to be located 12 feet from the south and east lot lines, where a minimum setback of 18 feet is required. And 2, relief from section 82-28C1 to allow more than one ground sign at any multiple use site. Touhy Plaza Shopping Center, which includes the subject site, already has a multi-tenant ground sign that is visible from Touhy Avenue. Staff recommends that the petitioner's request for an amended site plan approval for revisions to the approved site signage plan at 5206 to 5238 Touhy Avenue in the B2 Commercial District be denied. This recommendation is based on the proposed negative findings of fact. And the following are the proposed negative findings of fact. The proposed signage is not harmonious with the existing uses on the property, as 2 ground signs are not allowed per village code. Adequate public facilities exist to serve the proposed building. Modified landscaping to accompany the proposed ground sign was not provided. No information was offered in consideration of additional illumination that may be cast by an 18-foot tall ground sign. Undue traffic congestion will not be created by the request. The request will not adversely affect public health, safety, and welfare. And the request does not conform to all applicable provisions of the Village Zoning Code. Specifically, the relief requested does not meet the criteria for granting signage relief as outlined in section 82-9 of the Village Code. The petitioner has not demonstrated a particular hardship or practical difficulty in complying with the applicable code requirements, and the proposed signage cannot be justified under the standards established for granting relief. That concludes my presentation, and I'm open to any questions.
Oh, I have other questions.
I'll just state also that notice was proper and correct in this case.
Thank you very much. I was just going to ask you that.
I have so many questions.
Yes, Commissioner Berman.
First, let me start by saying, the building, this is one of those buildings in Skokie that bothers me and has since it was constructed. and this is because we have moved from appearance commission first to plan commission, as we used to do, and therefore what we were approving was an approved design. This is one of those buildings where it came after the change of policy to the plan commission first, where we approved a building that was clearly front-facing to Touhy Avenue, which would have faced their signage on Touhy Avenue. But somebody, between our staff and our appearance commission, turned this building around. So we have an ass-backwards, and I say that with all due respect, an ass-backwards building in Skokie, one of a few that have been recently approved by the staff and the appearance commission and not by the plan commission. So I take that notice seriously because it would have affected the signage had the building been built as we had approved it some years ago. Now moving on to my questions. Can you give us, Jose, a picture of the multiple sign position? I've driven the site every day. Can you give us some idea of where the current signs are, where the current sign would be in relation to those other signs, what the landscaping is that they didn't provide that, if they did provide, might make this acceptable, how this all works together into the now unfortunately already built building with the ass backwards on Touhy, and giving us a full picture of building and signage for the site.
Okay, correct. So as you can see in this picture, this is from the southeast corner facing the lot. The street frontages would be, I believe, Laramie and Touhy Avenue. Circled here is the multi-tenant ground sign further down Touhy Avenue. And on the building itself, on Popeyes, there's signage facing Laramie. And also on this wall, it's not visible from this image, but there's also Popeye signage on the building visible from Touhy Avenue. The issue here is that our village code does not allow 2 ground signs for a multiple use site. And this ground sign here with the multi-tenants, which also includes Popeyes, is already present on site. Previously, in the case that I mentioned for site plan approval in 2023, a monument sign was approved, not conforming obviously with the village sign code, but approved under site plan approval, making it legal. Now they're coming back and they want to place a 18-foot tall pole sign. Let's see if I can. On the corner here, which again would not conform with our sign code. So although we are limiting additional signage here, there's signage on the building here and here, visible from Laramie and Touhy, and then additionally that larger ground sign.
Where was the pylon sign that we had originally approved supposed to be on the site?
At the same location here.
So if they did that now, it would be okay?
Yes, they could move forward with the originally approved 10-foot monument sign.
Could you show us those 2 signs again, what they could move forward with without any change?
So this is the monument sign previously approved back in 2023.
So they could put that up as is on that site at that corner?
Correct.
To give them the signage they need?
Yes.
Or they want this sign, which is taller and possibly less aesthetically pleasing?
And I'd also like to mention that this taller sign is not consistent with recent approvals of signage on Touhy Avenue. More recently, we've approved shorter signs at max from 15 to 17 feet. Obviously, additional foot makes a lot of difference, and moving forward, we like to keep things consistent along that corridor and have signage around the same height.
All right, one more question. Why are they displeased with the, are they here tonight to answer? Okay, I guess I'll ask them that question. But, okay, thanks.
Yes, Commissioner Spare.
If they,
Could you speak to the
yeah,
microphone?
sorry. If they were to request the pylon sign in a shorter version, would that be recommended? Or we just?
I
have to
think-
do-
It would not be
It
recommended.
would not be recommended.
We're trying to, there's a precedent here. We're trying to stick to what was approved in the site plan approval basically less than 2 years ago.
Got it.
If somebody was coming in years from now with a brand refresh, something different, and there is a different hardship, but there is no hardship created because we approved a sign,
Got it.
and this is the sign, this was the plan, and we're asking them to stick to it. And to Commissioner Berman's point, when we were, there were a lot of moving parts to this project, and some of it predated my arrival to the village. So I can't speak to all the conversations with the property owner, the then property owner and everything. But part of the turning the building around to accommodate a drive-through and fire and other things, this sign, we allowed this smaller monument sign. This larger sign was never presented to us. During our deliberations, our staff review, we only saw the monument sign. So to come less than 2 years later with a completely different plan, is not, there's no, it's hard to make the argument that staff would recommend this.
Understood, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay,
Thank you.
Jose, conclude your report? Okay. Is the petitioner tonight? Please come up. Okay,
Good evening, everyone.
Give your name for record.
My name is Fareed Khwaja.
Okay, could you raise your right hand? Do you affirm that the testimony you give tonight is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So, why are you not using the monument sign that we approved?
So basically, our architect make a mistake of submitting the sign. And the other issue is that, if we put the sign over there, because there are trees and the Dunkin' sign, it cover our sign. People who's coming from the highway, they cannot see our building. There are a lot of people complain that we don't know there is Popeyes exists here. Because once they pass by, then they were like, oh, there is Popeyes, because, but most of people there, they are coming, we tell them, like our family members or friends or whoever we talk, there is Popeyes. They said that, oh, where? Unless if they Google it and they do it. So because once they pass by, the customer don't want to turn around and come back.
Yeah, but the reason why they don't know, you don't have the monument sign there, right? There's no sign there now.
There is no sign.
Well, if you had the monument sign there, people would see it, correct?
Yep, but I think this is short, so people cannot see it because Dunkin' and the trees will cover the sign.
I don't know how the Dunkin' sign is. You can't visualize that one.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Is there any new data that you've gleaned since the original site plan that makes you now realize that people wouldn't be able to see it, or is it just something that you thought of later?
No, because I also come from that side. I see it myself that, I don't see, even if you see the building sign, it's all the way on the left. If you don't pay attention, you won't see it there.
No, I understand. I'm saying,
Yeah,
is this something you could have determined way back when you were deliberating and negotiating with the village?
Yeah, we could.
I mean, you waited this long to say anything about the signage.
Yeah, I'm sorry, at that time, there was too many things was going on about the building and everything, and we didn't focus on the sign at that time.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner,
what are the dimensions of the sign on the left?
that's the monument sign.
The approved sign.
Oh,
10
10? 10
Yeah,
feet.
10 feet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I have one more. It seems as though we are inclined to go with our staff who are recommending do not approve. But what you and the staff have not given us to argue otherwise would be all of that evidence that you are presenting about foliage blocking the shorter sign, the mistake sign that you suggested your architect might have given, or the Dunkin' sign somehow blocking the westbound traffic from the east. So you might consider, and Joanna, this is the question, he should possibly withdraw his petition tonight, and we not vote at all, and let him come back one more time with evidence showing how the bigger sign is better and more visible, and how the other sign is not because of foliage and Duncan. Is that reasonable, Sean?
Our staff recommendation's not gonna change. We're not interested in adding taller and taller signage on Touhy. It's not a super fast moving road. This isn't a 5-lane highway. The speed is moving, there's a traffic light. We are not convinced that we need to get taller and taller signs on Touhy.
Do you have the height of the Duncan sign?
I do not off the top of my head, but the previously approved, well, the Duncan sign, although it is a little bit taller, when it was redeveloped, I think last year, they kept the original signage and, did modifications to the building, but the signage remained the same. So that is why it is an older approval, where the sign for Duncan was, or is a little bit taller than what we would normally see on the newer approvals for the Touhy Avenue corridor.
The second issue is there's already a sign on the property that's tall, so. Right, 2 signs on the property, so, and there's multiple entrances, there's an entrance past the sign as well, so there's multiple places to access the property once you pass the sign or the property.
Commissioner Black?
Just for reference, in some of the information that was provided to us beforehand, it lists the Duncan sign as being 15 feet 9 inches.
Thank you. And actually, the Duncan sign, the pillar is smaller, and, the pillar itself does not block any view. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Was there anything else to add to that?
No, that is it for,
Okay. Sir, do you have anything else to add to?
No, thank you.
That's it? Any other questions or none? Okay.
I'm sorry, one more question, and that is the pylon sign, has that been fabricated? Is that sitting in a warehouse somewhere waiting to be
Yes.
constructed?
Yes, it's already, we have it. We ordered.
So there'd be no waste of money, in fact, by putting that up?
Exactly.
It's consistent with what we've already approved, and you could use what you already designed?
No, we ordered
You're talking about the pylon.
I'm sorry, the original monument that we approved, that one has not been fabricated.
No, it's not.
It is this new one
The new one,
that was not
yeah.
approved
Yeah.
that has been fabricated. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Question, Commissioner Spire? No? Okay. Okay. At this point, I'll ask if there's anyone in the audience who has a comment or question on this case. Not seeing any. Okay. If you don't have anything further to add, I'll move on and we'll call for a vote. Okay. Okay. I need a motion. In this case, you'll have to direct your motion either to approve or to deny.
Motion to deny case 2025-13P.
Motion to deny. Commissioner Matei. Do we have a second?
Second.
No, it's Commissioner Franklin. Thank you. Okay, this is a motion to deny. Okay, call for the vote.
So just to be clear.
A yes, to be clear, to be
Right
clear,
here, right, so right, yes.
all right. Yes is no for the sign. Okay. And no is yes for the sign. So, call for the vote. Commissioner Spare.
Aye.
Commissioner Witry.
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman.
Aye.
Commissioner Franklin.
Aye.
Commissioner Gilliahu.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Matei.
Aye.
And I'll vote aye. So you still have recourse. You can talk to the, people in the planning department about this. You still have to go before the Board of Trustees for final approval. They can, make a decision on their own. Again, they meet on the first and third Monday of every month, okay? Okay, thank you. At this point of the meeting, I will open the floor to anyone in the audience who has a question or comment. Not seeing any. I call this meeting adjourned. Thank you for attending.